some shape. This will be, let A be the radius of this. Everywhere the magnetic field is present. And this magnetic field, let it vary with the time. A time varying magnetic field, and they say, I'm strictly writing, it's a iron ring. Copper ring, iron ring, anything. I'll switch on the magnetic field. So we know Faraday's law. What is the Faraday's law? Flux is equal to B into pi a square. So differentiate, and what is B? B naught T pi a square. I differentiate this d phi by dt. So which is equal to B naught pi a square. Let R be the resistance of ring. So what is the current? E by R. I think this we know all these basic ideas. How that induced current will flow. That induced current will flow anti-clockwise from Faraday's law or Lenz's law. This is the direction of that induced current. Okay, now let's come for this. So we know in current density, who is responsible for flow of current? Let me take you to the, so there'll be an electrostatic field is set up here, and a current I will flow in this direction. A positive charge here will experience a force. So this electrostatic field set up inside the conductor will exert a force on the charge. Because of that force, it will accelerate, and as it moves, it encounters collisions with the ions, and with that what happens, it will undergo the drift motion, and finally it will move from one end to another end. Rate of flow of charge constitutes a current. Now what is this E? Is it a conservative or non-conservative? Here in this iron rod, that E is a conservative, I think we made very clear. It's like electrostatic field, what we discussed in electrostatic field. So now here also current flows. Shall I say, similarly such conservative field is there, and that conservative field what will exert a force on the charge particle. What makes the current to flow? So definitely what happen, there should be a charge. This charge should experience a force, and because of that it will flow here. And we know work done by conservative force in a closed path should be zero or non-zero. Conservative electric field should be zero. So now this charge, it started, let's take, it started its journey at 1. It has reached 2, 3, 4, and finally it reached 1. And look at this force. Work done in closed path should be zero, no? By conservative force. If work done by conservative force is in closed path is zero, then who is responsible for that particular heat generated? Getting this? I'll start with this one. So here definitely what happened, this particular charge particle go around like this. And if I say that, why do this charge particle moving is, shall I say, similar to like, what was the reason in the current that was flowing in a rod? That was the similar reason. Then here what happens, it's a conservative force. This conservative force will act only in the rod. It will not act throughout. I think I'll ask you to recollect things. Inside, an external agent moves the positive charge from low to higher potential. For that, external agent should do work. The work done by external agent now is available as energy. So when it comes here, this force will make it to move. No? So this particular conservative force which is acting inside the rod is acting only here in this region, not throughout path. So there won't be any problem. Yes, it does work. Now, what about here? It will go down. So what is work done by conservative force? Should be zero in a closed path, but here it is non-zero. The reason for that, and heat is generated, no? Because when a current I flows, definitely heat is generated. From where that heat has come? So here for this particular iron ring, so what actually happens is F bar dot dl, it is non-zero. I'll proceed with the basics of electrostatics, what we learned. So work done equal to integral of F bar dot dl. If it were a conservative force acting here, it would have been zero. It's a non-conservative force, it is in fact is acting. And what is F? F should be equal to Q into E. And as it is non-zero, so what is work done? Work done, shall I write, that should be equal to Q into potential difference. Q get cancels, or let me take E bar dot dl. So what is E? According to Faraday's law, here, who is responsible for EMF induced? Area of cross loop varying, or the magnetic field linking the loop is varying. Magnetic field linking the loop is varying. So therefore it is equal to E bar dot dl. What is this is? E is equal to dB by dt. So therefore this is what no induced electric field I'll call. This is totally different the electric field what you learned. Induced. What are the basic features? It's a non-conservative in nature. What is he? Non-conservative. If it were a conservative, what should happen? The work done in closed path. Work done in closed path should have been zero, no? I'll put everything diagram here. If it were a conservative force, then work done by that particular force should have been zero. As it is a non-conservative, so therefore I am writing equal to some value. What is that? Q into E, because work done is what? Q into potential difference charge. And what is E? The EMF setup from Faraday's law. We are equating. Now your task questions are on what basis you are saying it is a non-conservative? So as this charge goes round, it will encounter collisions, no? And it comes here. Tell me, like, from where that heat generated has come. Somebody should do work, no? And work done in close path zero means then from where that heat generated, from who will give account for that heat generated? Is it okay in terms of energy aspect if you think it? The work done by this force F acting here, if it is zero, then no heat should be generated. We know if a current flows in this ring due to varying magnetic field, and heat will be generated. So therefore, the work done by this conservative force must be non-zero. I proceeded like this. I ended up this equation. Let's see that now. So when do this induced electric field will come? Shall I say whenever flux linking the loop varies? The answer is no. When magnetic field linking the loop varies with the time, then this induced electric field will come. So what is the now what we are learning? Varying magnetic field produces induced electric field. Why Faraday took 18 years or 18 or 14 years? This is what electromagnetic induction. You know? Faraday's law is what we are using application, but to reach Faraday's law, first what happen, he has to bring how that varying magnetic field will produce electrostatic field, and how that electrostatic field, and due to that electrostatic field, charge will flow. So for this what happened, it took almost 14 years for him to generate this law, electromagnetic induction. Faraday's law is extension of this. Because here is what happened, what is the EMF induced? The source is magnetic field, no? The varying flux. So he was bothered about this particular aspect. So it took almost for him like 14 years to conclude this one. Once he was able to trace out, because the background was hurting for him. What is that? Work done by conservative force in closed path zero. But still what happened here, there is heat generated. Then this force is doing work. How come? And moreover, the background, what we know, electrostatic force will make the charge to drift through conductor. So we thought like it is also due to that one. And here, what are the basic idea? There's a potential difference, no? So and the charge what happened will move from higher to lower potential. Now, how you define potential here? Is it due to potential difference? Charge is flowing? The answer is no. Here we are very sure this end is at higher potential than this lower potential because of that electrostatic field is set up. This electrostatic force will make it to drift. Can you say anything about potential? It's quite meaningless, no? And in non-conservative electric field, often the charge can flow from higher to lower potential, lower to higher potential, or even between zero potential. But in conservative field, the charge, positive charge, must flow from higher to lower potential. Like this is intuitive. Now question comes like how to calculate this field. Can we calculate this induced electric field? Yes, we can calculate here. So let's take the solenoid. So all of you know solenoid now. So through solenoid, what I do is I'll send a current which is going to increase with the time. So what is B equal to mu naught Ni, and the field will be like this. As I is variable, so mu naught N I naught T. So look at the field produced inside solenoid with variable. So such a solenoid of radius A, I'm placing it here. I'm seeing the cross-sectional wave, and the B bar is everywhere uniform. So let me calculate first the induced electric field at somewhere at a point inside the solenoid. Where is the point P1 is here. For R less than A, first case. Now I'm trying to calculate the induced electric field. So what is DL? DL will be like this. B bar is increasing. So shall we write everything as B naught T? Again apply Faraday's law. B bar into the plane. B bar into plane. Negative flux increases, d5 negative EMF induced positive. So how the direction of E bar should be? From Lenz's law and Faraday's law is what? I'm predicting the direction of induced EMF, and it will be tangential to the axis of solenoid. Also, like it will be not tangential, it will be perpendicular to the circle drawn inside the solenoid. So we'll produce. There's a solenoid. Okay, we'll do one thing. I should not show here. No, just wait. Some field outside solenoid will be zero. No. Yeah, let it be that one. Now, how E bar everywhere will be tangential to this. So integral of E bar dot dl SS dB by dt. So everywhere E bar is parallel to dl and it's a constant. So E into integral of dl. What is this? Effective area. So this is a curve. What is the area of this? Will be pi r square. dB by dt is B naught. So this will be 2 pi r square B naught. So the induced electric field is given by B naught R by 2. So the magnitude E will be tangential to the path at all points on the circle, and as you move away, what happens? The induced electric field will keep on increase. Then on the circumference, how much it will be? Put R equal to E. This will be the magnitude of the induced electric field. As R increases, it increases. It also increases. What about the point outside? Somewhere here. This is a point P1 outside the solenoid. We know outside the solenoid, what is the magnetic field? Will be zero, no? So no question of any induced electric field. But what I do practically, I'll keep a charge inside the solenoid, positive charge. If I keep a positive charge at point P1, will it experience any force? Yes, it will have it will start moving like this. So they show that some field is present. Say charge what happen? Charge at rest will not interact with magnetic field. Moving charge only will interact with magnetic field. So what I do is practically inside the solenoid, I'll keep a charge at point P1. Then that charge weapon will experience a force. So this shows that there's some sort of electrostatic field. Now I'll check it any other charges present. No other charges are present. Then what is the only source available? The only source available is the varying magnetic field. So varying magnetic field produces electric field, and that electric field is non-conservative in nature. I'll give, say, I'm just only giving statement. I have to give proof how it is non-conservative. In numericals, I'll show that. Now, similarly at point P2, will there be any induced electric field outside the solenoid? I'll keep a charge here. And when I keep a charge here, I'll see here also it will experience a force. This shows that though magnetic field outside the solenoid is zero, but still here charge kept will experience a force. This shows that there's an induced electric field present outside the solenoid also. How to calculate that? Again, the method is same. I'll draw a bigger circle in this diagram, or we'll take one more. So there's a solenoid. Radius A. Inside the solenoid, the magnetic field which is present will be uniform, but it will be time varying. So now there's a circle. Let this be R, and this is the point P2. So let me assume dl. Here I'll get E bar like this. Now the value will be E bar dot dl. This should be equal to S dB by dt. Everywhere E will be constant. What should be S? There earlier I wrote pi r square. No, here S you have to write it as pi a square. So therefore I never said anything about and dB by dt. dB by dt, what you can write it? Next step I'll go for it. So this will be 2 pi r. dB by dt is B naught. So B naught a square by 2r. Now you see that one. What is S in the Faraday's law? S is the effective area. It all depends upon the situation. S is the effective area. It all depends upon the situation where you are going to take that curve. Previous problem, what is S? Similar to Amperian loop. Already you know Ampere's loop. So that S is what here? The effective area now. Here pi r square you should show. You should not take pi a square. Where you are calculating field corresponding to that, the S must be defined. So what is S here? So therefore in the Faraday's law, so what is that S indicates? E equal to S dB by dt. S is the effective area, not area of the loop. When it become area of the loop, when you take the point P on the loop, then this S will become area of the loop. When the point where you are finding out induced electric field is somewhere inside the loop or inside this particular, there's a solenoid, no? So there what will happen? It will be less than. So in all our numericals, the S here to be carefully defined. Don't generalize it. Sorry, that S loop or that one. It all depends upon the condition. No, this is from solenoid. I went. I'll keep now. I didn't brought any structure here now. Inside the solenoid we are expressing here. So inside the solenoid, will there be any induced electric field? Yes. Outside the solenoid, will there be induced electric field? Yes. So therefore, when you have a solenoid, a current carrying solenoid. Now, what about B bar here at point 1, 2, and 3? B bar at 1 will be non-zero, 2 will be 0, 2 and 3 will be 0. What about induced electric field? At 1 it will be non-zero, 2 will be non-zero, 3 also non-zero. So what is the basic idea? Where all the magnetic field linking a loop varies, where all a magnetic field is varying, then there must be induced electric field. Okay, this one. Okay, let's do one thing. Uh, Now, so shall I come back to this? What made the charge to flow? If I say potential difference, then work done by conservative force in closed path must be zero. Here, work done by conservative force in closed path is non-zero. So therefore, the charge is flowing not due to potential difference here. The charge is flowing due to induced electric field. I'll slowly introduce some ideas. The charge flowing in the ring is due to what? Due to induced electric field, not due to potential difference. And that induced electric field is a non-conservative. It must be no. Now I'll remove this ring. Will there be induced electric field? There won't be current, but there'll be induced electric field. No. Now instead of this conducting ring, iron ring, I'll bring a rubber ring. Then will there be any current? Will there be any current? No free electrons. So no current. And what about the induced electric field? Will be there. So this induced electric field, what is the source? Not that simple iron ring has come induced electric field. Whether you keep a conducting or non-conducting, or there's no anything. The source for induced electric field is the varying magnetic field, not like the ring. The presence or absence of ring will not happen, will not determine the induced electric field. What is the source for induced electric field? The varying magnetic field. A varying magnetic field will produce induced electric field. What about Ampere's circuit law? A current was responsible for magnetic field. Means how do that current? Electrostatic field. So what is Ampere's circuit law? The electrostatic field is responsible for magnetic field. What about Faraday's law? What is the Faraday's law? The magnetic field is responsible for the induced electric field. The converse. Things are like this here. So what is the source for induced electric field? Varying magnetic field, not like a presence or absence of the ring. So you keep wooden ring, rubber ring, or iron ring, induced electric field will be there. Current will be zero, non-zero, depends upon what type of structure what you have kept here. Okay, this is thing. So still what happened? We are not very, nobody is convinced, no? Like, sir, you said non-conservative. Okay, some equations you wrote, okay, sir, will accept because all things are there in book. A firm conclusion is needed, no? How it is non-conservative. So what is the basic idea of conservative, non-conservative? For an in non-conservative field, in a conservative field, potential is defined. Electric potential is defined. For non-conservative field, and positive charge, so there's a thing, potential defined. Positive charge set free to move will move from higher to lower potential only. Like this. What about non-conservative field? Potential is undefined, meaningless. Huh? Potential is no, sir. I'll define it. It's your problem. You can write it. Potential difference between any 2 points in non-conservative field. You write it, but it's of no use. Potential is not defined. Not defined means you cannot write. You can write, it's of no use. Then the charge can, positive charge can flow from high to lower potential, lower to higher potential, or between zero potential. The moment of charge is independent of potential difference. Moment of charge is independent of this is a thing. So let's take one example itself. that how it is a non-conservative electric field, because that is what finally we have to show the proof here. So let me take a loop. This is a loop. The resistance of the loop, there's a length A, B, C, D. It's a square loop of side length L, where the resistance of different arms are different. So 2R, this is 3R, this is 4R. What is the total resistance will be 10R. Let B bar be into the plane. Let it vary with the time. Then, now first, what is the EMF induced in the loop? We know Faraday's law. What is the EMF induced in the loop? E equal to S dB by dt. So this is S is what? L square dB by dt is B naught. All of you just go for this. In books, we have only theoretical statements. I'm giving one example so that it will be easy for you. So once you get clarity, it's all about logical doing problems. That one. Conceptual clarity is first for what is needed. So there's an EMF induced in the loop. How much of EMF induced in each side? Next question. So where you are going to place this E, net E? Because we did that one only, no? What all that EMF generated, that we assumed a cell, no? Where I should place this cell? Sir, wherever you want, the answer is wrong. It's not like that. What is the EMF induced in each side? Why, sir? Why you are bringing EMF induced? Let's go back to the induced electric field formula. So what is that formula? So the formula speaks like this, no? E bar dot dl S dB by, or say S dB by dt. So what is dB by S dB by dt is nothing but net EMF induced. Or shall I write? I'll write it only this one. So the EMF induced is proportional to length. So whatever the length of all the sides are same. So in each side, EMF induced will be 4 times of the net EMF induced. So this will become B naught L square by 4. So what you should do, don't bring this cell anywhere. In each frame, what happens, you should introduce a cell. Then according to Lenz's law, the direction of EMF induced to be positive. Negative flux increases d phi by negative, EMF induced positive. So therefore, I'll give polarity like this. This is the EMF induced in each side. So this is R, 2R, 3R. This is 4R. There's a method. Sir, how you can do like that? But sir, you didn't do earlier. That's why I didn't discuss any problem based on variable magnetic field. I didn't do any circuit, that one. Only one problem I discussed where magnetic field is varying. That what when I didn't try to draw that one. Just only equivalent circuit only to get the current I drew. So we should not treat, there's a totally different magnetic field varies. No, you have to be very careful. So there's a method of showing the circuit. You should not draw. There's a wrong. Now you solve this. One student has put the net EMF in the side AB. Other student will put. Different students, when they calculate potential difference, they'll get different answers. Then who is right? All are wrong. This should be the method. Any reason for that? The EMF induced is proportional to length. This what here. E proportional to DL. Keep this. Then let's calculate the current. What is the total current? Total current is I is equal to E net by the net resistance. What is the net resistance? So this will be B naught L square R plus 2R plus 3R plus 4R. This should be B naught L square 10R. So let's write the potential differences now. Now what is the basic, the current or the induced current will flow? This current is due to what? Not due to potential difference. This current is not due to potential difference. That I can show proof now here. And we have a idea like this, plus minus conventions. Okay, let's write potential difference VAB. VA minus IR plus E side minus VB equal to 0. What is I into R? I into R should be B naught L square by 10. Net EMF induced should be, oh yeah, this should be net EMF induced in each side will be B naught L square by 4. Anybody value VAB? Anybody give value B naught L square? 1 by 10 minus 1 by 4.
3 by 20.
3 by 20. Yeah. 3 by 20. Yeah.
Minus 3 by 20.
Minus 3 by 20. Now look at that. Negative sign also indicated. We know current should flow from high to lower potential. No? Look at here. Moving from low to higher potential. Let's further calculate VBC. VB minus I into 2R E side minus equal to 0. Just help me with these values, sir. VCD. Just share these values. VBC.
Minus 1 by 20.
Minus 1 by 20. 1 or 7? Minus 1 only. VBC is minus 1 by 20. Okay, fine. Last VCD and VDA.
Plus 1 by 20.
Plus 1 by 20.
Plus 1 by 20.
Plus 3 by 20.
Plus 3 by 20.
Will you say this current is due to potential difference? Quite meaningless, no? From A to B, current flows from low to higher potential. For C to D, current flows from high to lower potential. You can adjust values here, the R, in such a way that potential difference will be 0 and current will be flowing. I think the idea of potential difference is 0, no? So what all this current is flowing not due to potential difference, due to induced electric field. And that field is what? Non-conservative. Because if it were conservative, work done in closed paths should have been 0, but it's non-zero because the heat is generated. Then from where that heat has come, the conservative field only does work, and work done by it non-zero. That's why some energy is available in the form of heat. So no, sir, VA at lower potential. See, like VA is less than VB, but still current flows. VC greater than VD, current flows. So not due to potential difference, no. So the current in the, what is the conclusion? Note, current in the loop flows due to induced electric field, not due to potential difference. So it's quite meaningless. I'll calculate potential VAB. It's of no use. Just for your mathematical purpose, you have calculated. So all these things are of no use. Or stupidity. It's quite meaningless to discuss all these things here. So that induced electric field is responsible. It will only push the charges. It will only drag the charges. So now first thing you encountered here. So what is that EMF induced in each side? And again, we should replace with a cell, no? So way to bring that cell. No, don't bring that E net in any one side. The EMF, the net EMF induced output should be proportional to length. I took a square loop, that's why 1/4 should be kept on one side. So there's a method of solving the problems here. No? Okay, from tomorrow I'll continue from here. So non-conservative electric field, this is what I'm giving proof. Rather than giving statement, I'm just giving one situation itself where you can readily accept that it's a non-conservative. So the charge flowing inside a loop where magnetic field linking it varying with the time is due to induced electric field, not due to potential difference. Okay, sir, but what about if flux varies? Here also flux varies, but we did all motion EMF problem. Then what was flux was varying, but B bar was constant. So when this idea of induced electric field will come into picture, only B bar varies, not like when flux varies. We took earlier some problems where B is constant. There also flux varies, but there again the current will flow due to potential difference. But here open the current will flow not due to potential difference. Getting the difference. That's why the name chapter name itself electromagnetic induction EMI. This is the main cause for that EMF induced. Tomorrow we'll continue from here. Thank you, all of you. Any doubt related to this, you can ask me today. I'll wait.